How do the turtles travel up and down when the stairs aren't working? They take the shellevator. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Turtles 2, the arcade game on NES, followed by Sonic 2. Hopefully all of those glitches and crashes are not a preview of what we are in for tonight. I'm really hoping that's going to be the last of our difficulties. Let me keep playing with this camera a little bit. I'm not exactly happy with the way I've framed myself. That might work. Alright, so this game here, this game is really tough, and I've yet to be able to beat it. So we're going to give it another try and see how far we can make it tonight. We'll probably only give Turtles one try, because Sonic 2... Hello, Mile High Rule. Bye. Okay, goodbye to you as well. Thanks for dropping by. So hello, Lucid Jelly. Okay, I love your puns, but please explain how the stairs can be non-functioning. Yeah, I was just trying to laziness. Laziness is exactly it. I was trying to see what I could get away with there. You caught me. You caught me. Oh. Oh, trying to... I knew it was a dumb setup for a dumb joke, but I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to do it anyway. Oh. Oh, I get. All right. I see. Because of the delay, I didn't get it Mile High Rule. Just a joke. I came in and heard that pun. Yeah, that was a bad one. They're always bad ones. That's the troublesome thing. If you get here at the top of the stream, unfortunately, it means you have to hear a bad pun. We're going to try this game, and again, probably only once. I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat it. I feel like I need a lot more practice in it, but this will be a night of practice. We'll see how it goes, and then, yeah, it was so bad Mile High Rule wanted to leave, exactly. We're going to see how this goes. We're going to give it our best shot, and then after we've exhausted all of our lives and continues in this game, or beaten it, who knows, maybe we'll beat it, then we're going to switch over to Sonic 2, and I really think I can beat Sonic 2 tonight. Alright, we're going to go with Leonardo. I usually go with Donatello because he's in purple. I don't really want to choose Michelangelo or Raphael because I'm worried that their weapons don't have as long of a reach. And I need every advantage I can get. But I usually choose Donatello, so just for the sake of variety, we'll go with Leonardo. Bring the music up just a little bit. Chili dogs. Yeah, Sonic's favorite food, right? I don't think I've ever eaten a chili dog. I can't remember. I can't think of a time when I ever ate one. And it seems like for most of my life I would have been too afraid because I'm such a picky eater. I had the day off. I beat like 5 games today. Awesome. What games? Kirby Adventure, Kirby Dream World, Super Mario Land. Okay, 3, but it was a good one. Hey, those are some good games. I've played all of those on stream. Except Kirby Dream World. Is that the same thing as Kirby's Dream Land? Because I played that. I don't know if it's like Mario, though, where like there's Mario World and Mario Land. I don't know if there's Kirby Land and Kirby World. I love chili. I love chili too. I'm a little bit picky about my chili though. I like to make my own. I don't really like chili that comes like pre-made in a jar or a can. I'd rather have something put together from scratch. And to have that usually means I gotta put it together myself. Dreamland, the first one. Okay. I didn't think I'd ever heard of a Kirby Dream World, but I didn't know. I thought maybe I was missing out on one. But yeah, Kirby's Adventure, Kirby Dreamland, and Mario Land. I've done all of those on stream in the past couple months. If you haven't played Kirby's Dream Land 2, Kirby's Dream Land 2 is excellent. But if you're going for 100% and you're doing a blind playthrough with no help and no hints, it's a rough, rough time. Kirby's Dream Land 2 has some puzzles that are absolutely mind-bending. I was scarred. I was scarred by Kirby's Dream Land 2. It's my longest, like, single-sitting playthrough of a game. I did it in one sitting, and it took 9 hours. And about 3 of those hours were trying to brute force the solution to one puzzle. I was really happy. I had some very good people in chat who were here keeping me company and encouraging me. And none of them spoiled it for me. So I got to suffer all the way through every possible combination until I found the right one to solve the puzzle. I am off to a terrible start in this game tonight. I've already lost 1 life, and I'm about to lose the second one. 9 hours, that's patience and dedication. It was a good time. It was a good time. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of suffering, but it was a lot of fun. Very little beans in mine. Oh, I put a lot of beans in mine. I love beans. 2 pounds of ground beef or pork. Yeah. It's on the list. Yeah, so I would make my chili. I would probably have about a pound of beef. And I'd probably use like 4 cans of beans. A whole onion, lots of garlic. A few tomatoes, some bell peppers, some habanero peppers. And I like to eat my chili. I like to serve my chili over rice. And I don't use a lot of stocks or broths. I would just use water for the liquid, probably, and a good generous splash of white vinegar, because I like my chili to be pretty acidic. I like my food fairly acidic in general, though. Like when I make marinara sauce, it usually comes out pretty acidic too. I was so close. I was so close to defeating this guy without losing a life. Could you believe it? I didn't want to say anything and jinx it, but that's the best this fight's ever gone. And still, I lost a life. Okay, after work tomorrow, I'm gonna get stuff for chili. Sounds like a plan. I'll probably make chili later this week. So now I'm really thinking... I'm kind of thinking I should hit reset, and I should see if I can do that same level and only lose one, or ideally no, lives. I really think I could give that level a better try. I don't know. I think I'm going to do it. I want our attempt at this game to have its best chances. So I'm going to go ahead and reset now that I'm woken up, warmed up. And I feel like I might have figured out how to fight that boss. So sorry to put you through the same level again, but I'm really thinking I can do it better than I did before. Yeah, I know a lot of people put noodles in their chili or serve their chili over noodles, but I prefer it with rice. I like rice. I eat a lot of rice. John Cena came back today. The wrestler? I didn't know he was gone. Oh, yuck. I was trying to avoid that knife. I'm a pretty big wrestling fan, so I might get hype about it sometimes. No worries. Rice and chicken, yes. I had rice for dinner tonight. I had grilled beef with jasmine rice. One of my favorite things to eat. It's so simple. I could use a vegetable or a fruit along with it, but I just didn't have any tonight. Ah. I had some friends. I had a couple different friends who are really into professional wrestling, but it never rubbed off. It never rubbed off on me. It never caught me the same way they did. Although I would occasionally get caught up in a single episode, but way, 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 way back. Okay, I'm gonna lose a life to these robots. There's really no avoiding this. But if I can beat the boss without losing a second life, it'll be worth the reset, I think. Why does Shredder even bother with the foot soldiers? All he needs to do is just send out, like, 20 of these robots, and I would have no chance. Ooh. I made a sub and eggs. Not a good combo, but I did not want to make anything big. I've been watching since I was, like, 3 years old, 34 now, and never stopped. I think my fandom for it just grew. I don't think I've ever followed. I don't think I've followed anything with that level of dedication. Except, you know, maybe Nintendo games. I'm not fighting. I don't feel like I'm fighting him as well as I did last time, unfortunately. But come on, if I can just do it without losing the life. That's what we want. Oh, I think he speeds up when he starts flashing. Seems like he is moving a little faster. Come on, we're so close. Don't let him take a life from me like this. No! Yes, we did it! That's the best I've ever done stage 1. It's still probably not good enough, but... practice is practice. I'm probably going to mess with my camera 1,000 more times tonight. I just cannot get it where I'm happy with it. There were 3 years when I was in the Army, not much wrestling or video games that time. I can imagine. I can imagine you probably had much bigger priorities. I've been more of an introvert my whole life. I do not like people that much to leave the house unless I have to. I can kind of feel you on that. I'm pretty introverted myself. I don't like big crowds. I don't like places with a lot of people in them generally. I'm a real big fan of my alone time. Those glitch lines kind of worry me. They keep coming and going, though. As long as it keeps clearing up, I think we're okay. I'm gonna be pretty upset if I make it, you know, like to the last boss and then the game freezes up or something. But that's a risk you just have to run sometimes. I think that's it. There's so much Pizza Hut in this game. But not enough pizza. There's so much advertising for Pizza Hut, but there are so few, like, pizzas scattered about for me to eat and restore my health. It's kind of disappointing. I think if they're gonna make me, I think if the game devs are gonna make me see an advertisement for Pizza Hut, they should at least have the courtesy to have it always be paired with an actual health restore. I'm sure Pizza Hut would appreciate that too, and build, you know, positive emotional connection with their brand. What's your pizza toppings of choice? Really, I just prefer pepperoni. If I'm going real wild and I want something real crazy on my pizza, I might also get Italian sausage, but that's about it. I don't like vegetables on my pizza. I definitely don't want fruit on my pizza. Other meats are okay. But, you know, beef is kind of bland. Ham and bacon are typically too chewy for me. So, I'm a real boring pizza topping guy. Just pepperoni and sometimes Italian sausage. Oh, no. We were so close to defeating him, and now we've got a game over. How do you have your pizzas, Mile High Roll? I would imagine probably much more adventurous than me. Because most people are. Last few times I got pepperoni only, sometimes bacon and mushrooms. I really love mushrooms, but I don't like them mixed with any kind of dairy. That's why I wouldn't have them on my pizza, is because I wouldn't want them mixed with cheese. But a mushroom tossed with some olive oil and grilled, I could just eat grilled mushrooms all day long. I feel like I actually like the kind of mushrooms that they put on pizza. Like when you jar mushrooms, like they would do for mushrooms to use as a pizza topping. I feel like I've eaten like canned or jarred mushrooms like that before. Like, I don't know, like on a salad bar or something like that. I feel like I remember enjoying them. But I just wouldn't want them on the actual pizza. I have to order my mushrooms on the side. Not a huge fan of too many toppings on my pizza, too many flavors. I like less is more for cooking. Yeah, and garlic butter, yeah. Mushrooms and garlic butter, delicious. I think less is more is a good principle in cooking. I'm kind of right there with you. I like kind of simple, straightforward, plain foods. I love garlic too. I'll eat garlic like you wouldn't believe. I'll eat garlic a whole bulb at a time. I like to eat roasted garlic, or I like to put it in everything that I cook. I put way more garlic than any other human being ever would. Oh no! What kind of glitch is this? This is terrible. My game crashed. Dill is a good mix with mushrooms. I put it in mushroom soup once and loved it. I don't know. I don't tend to cook with dill. Well, this is a shame. So if you'll excuse me a moment, I need to address this terrible crash situation and hopefully get us back on the right track. I'm gonna have to find something more aggressive than a Q-tip to polish the cartridge contacts with. Fortunately, I have such devices nearby. So if you'll excuse me just a moment, my friends, I'll be right back with you. So I use, of course, I use rubbing alcohol to clean my games. This the alcohol I'm using is not as high a concentration as I would prefer. But it's what was available to me. And normally I just use a Q-tip to sort of rub the contacts clean. And most of the time that works just fine. But when it doesn't, I've also got these like plasticky things with some sort of fabric on them. And they allow for a much more aggressive scraping, so hopefully it'll do a better job. It smells so strong. I got so much in here. The first one, my first scraper that I started using while the camera was still off, I actually tore the felt piece off of it. So I don't know. I'm gonna reattach it. There we go. That was so weird. That was so weird. I turned it on. You saw how washed out it was? I don't know. Some kind of issue of my capture device being weird. Hello, squirrel. Hey, thank you for the pistachios. Squirrels like nuts. Me too. Oh, I love pistachios. I think they might be my favorite treat. We all like nuts, but do you also bury them in the backyard? Woo, woo, woo. I can't say that I do. Mile High Rule does, though. I have nuts almost every day. I typically have almonds for breakfast. And I have pistachios every time I stream, just about. As long as someone redeems the channel points. I try very hard to only eat pistachios on stream, because if I eat them off stream, I will have no pistachios left. I have almonds for breakfast almost every day. Sometimes I have walnuts, but it's usually almonds. My typical breakfast is a scoop of almonds, a banana, and a glass of milk. Sometimes I'll replace the almonds with walnuts. Sometimes I'll replace the banana with an orange or an apple, but... those are non-standard. And I'm a monster. I'm pretty picky about the quality of my bananas. I like my bananas to be pretty green. If a banana gets too ripe, it gets like that really strong banana smell, and then I don't like them as much anymore. Hey, Master Tuesday. Hey, thank you for the magic beads. Walnuts just taste like burning, though. Oh, no. My favorite breakfast is a bean and cheese breakfast taco. with some good pico. I love beans, but I'm very hesitant to eat cheese a lot of times. Where are my beans? Here they are. How goes? Well, things are about to get a lot worse, Master Tuesday, and once I eat this bean you've given me. All right, let's see. I can't tell what it is from there. Oh no, it's off-white. That's this is either buttered popcorn or rotten egg, and I hate both flavors. I I would almost I think I would almost prefer rotten egg to buttered popcorn, but it's hard to say cuz buttered popcorn is terrible. Hello 5 foot giant, welcome to the stream. Pizza and chili dogs, you know it. That's our hero's favorite foods tonight. My grandma would do them with potatoes and chorizo. That's more my style. Resigned to all the beans being terrible. I mean, historically speaking. And now I'm in a no-win situation. This is the Kobayashi Maru. No matter what flavor it is, it's trash. That you win a prize, Jelly Bean. I totally foresaw this outcome, exactly. Oh. Oh, it's egg. Oh, it's egg. Oh, that's bad. Oh. Yeah, it's rotten egg. I still prefer egg over popcorn. I don't know. I hate that buttered popcorn bean so much. Oh, that was nasty, though. That was really bad. I got a piece of it in my tooth yet. Go away, bean. Ah. Thanks for posting the schedule, Frownie. I'm looking forward to possible ET on Atari. Yeah, I've already done ET on Atari. I did it last Sunday, but I didn't beat it. And I mean, of course, ET on Atari cannot be beat. It's like most Atari games, it just loops. But I want to complete a loop, and I got really close. But I streamed it for 2 hours last Saturday, or last Sunday, and I just couldn't. I couldn't take any more of it, even though I was getting close. I was like, I had to move on. But I think I'll pick it up again on Thursday, along with a whole bunch of other Atari games that night. We'll just do a whole lot of Atari stuff. Oh. Right. Yeah, it's not possible to beat it, but because it loops. But I want to complete a loop, and if I do that, I'll consider it a win. I'll say I beat a ET. But yeah, I streamed it. I played it for about 2 hours, and actually some raiders came into the stream while I was playing it, and they were asking me about it, and I checked the time, and I hadn't even realized how long it had been. And I said, oh, I've been playing it for about 2 hours, and and one of the raiders says, "You have the patience of Job." And I found that very amusing. I feel like I'm playing this worse than the last attempt. Yeah, I'm really close to losing this life. Well, if I make it to the robots before I lose this life, then we'll be about equal to how we did last time. Before the crash took everything from me. Well, I got one little sliver of health left. We had that game on Atari as well as a terrible Kool-Aid game. We mailed in 100 barcodes for. I don't think I have the Kool-Aid game. I don't know. I have to check. Actually, I can check right here. I don't think I have it though. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. One of my friends had the Kool-Aid game. We never played it. I'm gonna guess it was terrible. Even the best Atari 2600 games can often be kind of rough for me. I had an Atari 2600 as a kid, but I don't have a lot of nostalgia for it. It's hard for anything pre-NES to really hold my attention for very long. But you know, every now and then it's fun to explore those things. But those really like classic arcadey type games that are just kind of about looping and building high scores don't tend to do a whole lot for me. I'm a guy, I want to go from A to Z in a game. Like I like a beginning, middle, and end. There are probably a couple exceptions if I really think about it, but none are coming to mind. So it seems to be that, like, when you fight this guy, if you just do this kind of wiggle where, like, you hit him and back away, if you can do it in the right pattern, I mean, do it in the right pattern, you'll get away from him. You're better off skipping the Sword Quest games that require you to read the accompanying comic for a real playthrough. I have 2 of the Sword Quest games. I have the common 2. I don't have the rare and elusive 3rd one though. But I don't have any of the paraphernalia that comes with them. So yeah, they'd probably be unplayable for me. But who knows? I could probably find the comics digitally. I'm sure someone has scanned them onto a website somewhere. These guys are just casually lobbing dynamite at me. I kind of think that's the strategy for everyone, is to give them an attack and then kind of retreat before the second attack, because it's really hard to hit one character twice in a row. Yuck. Boomerang Man, get out of here. Hey, boss time. Oh, how nice would it be if I could defeat this boss without losing this life? I don't know that it's possible, but that's what we're trying for. Just play real scared and run away from him as much as possible. Coward strats. Yuck. Oh, don't fall down the hole. I believe that hurts me. No, he got me. Oh, I really don't want to lose this life as well, though. Come on, don't make us repeat the level, please. Please don't. It's gonna happen. He's not even in the red. He's not even in the red, and all my health is gone. That's so irritating. The stage hazards are kind of neat that you can attack the enemies with them, but they don't do enough. For the things like the lamppost and the fire hydrant to really be satisfying, they should kill the enemy with one hit, but instead they only do one piece of damage. That's just not enough to make it worthwhile. It does look like the manhole cover takes them out in one hit if you successfully deflect it, though. So that's nice. Jump over the pizza so I can save it. Mile High Roll, you asked me earlier about my favorite pizza topping. If I had really been in the zone, I would have answered the toppings don't matter. It just as long as it's cooked outside on hot concrete, then I'm a happy guy. This is one of the harder bosses in this game so far. The bosses that come after Bebop, I've had historically a much easier time with them than I have ever had trying to fight him. Like, that was a good pattern. We just stay in that pattern, man. That was good. You fire your little blast, and then I, give you a slash with my sword. Let's just keep doing that. That's a good dance. Who has more health? Don't uppercut me. No, he uppercutted me. No, I lost the life. That's what I get for being so cavalier in my approach. Okay, so yeah, like if we can make it through here without losing this life, that would be great because the boss on this level is pretty easy. These guys are all really mad they've lost their croquet balls. There's a rocket in the water? What? I didn't know there were rockets in the water. I'm staying out of there. I need this muncher guy to come to me. No, get off of me. Okay. I don't want to get down in the water and be rocket attacked again. So if we're dealing with a single enemy like that, the best approach seems to be like get in front of them, walk away, and turn around and slash. Walk away, turn around and slash. I think that's a good pattern. Unfortunately, it's really only super viable when there's a very small amount of enemies on the screen. I always played Donatello in this one. I don't know if his reach was legit longer, but it felt like it. That's what I was actually saying that at the top of the game. So for most of my attempts at this, I've been playing as Donatello, and I switched it up to Leonardo just for the sake of variety. But yeah, I didn't want to pick Michelangelo or Raphael because I'm worried that their weapons will have a shorter reach. I don't know if it's true or not either, but I don't want to risk it. I always wondered if Raphael did more damage, too. Why? Because he's the angriest turtle? You'd think Leonardo would do the most damage, but the guy never sharpens his swords. I don't want to keep leaping down into the foreground, but that's what happens if I get too close to the wall. Come on, man. Are we almost done? This fight takes forever. There we go. Pretty much shortest range, most damage makes sense in my head if they actually have different stats. Yeah, I don't think they do. My instinct is that they don't, but that would make sense. Oh no, I forgot. I forgot about the big trucks driving by. Twilight, Elf Quest. I didn't even know there were I didn't even know there were mummies in the Twilight universe. I've never read anything of Elf Quest. I have a volume of like like the first volume, like an anthology of it, but I've never made the time to read it. I have a lot of comic books, like in anthology and graphic novel form, not single issues. Um, I have a ton of comic books. Most of them I've never read, but I have a huge collection of them because I worked at a used bookstore for a long time, and so I was able to pick them up for real cheap. I saw the first movie thinking that it was getting a lot of bad hype. It was seriously terrible. Nice. ElfQuest was okay. I stopped reading it. when the wolf revelation came out. Fair enough. I'm getting these stones dropped on me left and right now. Oh, that was a lot of hits. That was a lot of hits really suddenly. That's probably how you speedrun this boss. I also picked up some of the better games in my Super Nintendo collection from working at the bookstore. That's how I was able to get my complete inbox A Link to the Past, my copy of Super Metroid, my copy of Secret of Mana. They all came from being at the bookstore and being able to use my employee discount to get a good chunk of their price cut off. Nice. Yeah, it was good times. So, we're pretty much guaranteed to have to use a continue on this level. So this is all just practice for the next set of lives after we game over. Making it through here without losing this life is a very tall order indeed. I think I am getting a little bit smarter about fighting the enemies. I'm still not great at it, but I have improved. I knew that car was going to hit me. I was trying to trigger it. All these arcade-style beat-em-ups were meant to eat quarters. Yep, exactly. But that doesn't mean I can't learn to master it. But that's why I really dislike when they port these arcade-style beat-em-ups, when they port them to a home console, and then they give you limited continues. I think that's a really disgusting move. As I've said before, who are the game developers to decide how many quarters I have? That decision should be up to me. There it goes. We had a good run. One of my least favorite things about playing NES games now is the terrible save system most games have. Yeah. I mean, if a game has unlimited continues, I don't care if it has a terrible save system. But when you got limited continues, it's no fun. Save system with a 400 character hash. You had to input with a D-pad. Yes, the passwords. Yep. All right, another bean. I tell you what, the Magic Bean channel point redemption is way too cheap. I don't want to make it more expensive because so many people like it so much, but oh, it's so painful to have to eat so many beans so often. Oh. All right. Let's see what horror befalls me this time. Oh, this is looking like a marshmallow. What's replace the magic beans with actual dried beans. I think I just have to swallow them like a pill. Crank up the timeout between redeems. Yeah, we'll see. $10,000 points. That would be pretty painful. That'd be that'd be a lot of points. So this is I believe this is marshmallow or stink bug are my choices. I've never had the stink bug one. Stink bug. Here's some dried beans I got from a shifty dude in an alleyway. I traded him a cow. Oh. That's pretty disgusting. It's not as bad as the egg, but so that's what stink bug is like. It does taste. It tastes like what I would expect an insect to taste like. It's not as it's like it doesn't induce gagging like the other ones do, but it's very earthy, very bitter. 10,000 points, eat 5 beans at once. With a coworker who ate insects literally all the time. I mean, it's common for some people. When I lived in Thailand, they sold fried grasshoppers on the streets. I wasn't bold enough to eat them. I probably would be now. I was actually a lot more picky of an eater when I lived in Thailand. If someone offered me a fried cricket or a fried grasshopper today, I'd try it, but I couldn't work up the courage back then. I'm sure I'll get my chance someday. I think I've had chocolate-covered ants before. And I had a lollipop with some kind of weird bug in it once. Like a spider or something? I don't even remember. It was a long time ago. She loved crickets and mealworms. Yeah, I haven't eaten either of those. Not that I'm aware of. I think so. Cricket flour is apparently really expensive. It's expensive. I guess so, because it's not common. I was just shocked because, like, when I hear people talk about, like, the benefits of eating bugs, like, one of the things that they point out is that they're cheap. And so it's like I would naturally expect cricket flour to be cheap, but it's not common, so probably, you know, like if everyone were eating it, it would be really cheap. But until that happens, it's going to be a lot of people are going to be priced out of it. I would probably be happier trying cricket flour than any other type of bug, though. Because if it's ground up into flour, then it's like I don't have the sort of psychological hurdle that I would have if it still looked like a bug. Because that would be the biggest problem for me for eating a bug is that it would look like a bug, and I'm not really I'm not really a big fan of bugs. I prefer to keep my distance from them. I was never the kind of kid to like catch and play with beetles or anything like that. Or like some of my friends when I was real little like to like hunt down those like cicada skins on trees and play with them and stuff. And I was just like, no, I'm just going to stay away from those. Fried crickets are not too bad. They don't really taste like much. I had fried crickets. The texture is quite a bit like popcorn kernels. And the taste is basically oil and salt. A pound of cricket flour is now about $40. That's crazy expensive. That's crazy expensive. You imagine if a pound of bread flour was $40? Oh, this I'm fighting this guy dumb. This guy should be easy as long as I'm not dumb. I didn't really want to grab that pizza, but I'm kind of I was kind of inevitably moving in that direction. So you can trap this guy in a really good pattern like this. Unfortunately, he takes a bajillion hits. So, I mean, we're going to be doing this all day. I have 5 pounds of regular flour for like $3. Yeah, I know exactly. 25 pounds of flour for under $7. I bake a lot. Nice. That would be $1,000 worth of cricket flour. Is that right? Hang on, is your math right there? 25 times 4 is 100 times 10 is 1,000. You're right. It is right. That's stunning to me. Not that I didn't trust your math skills, but it's just that's just an astronomical amount of money. Sounds to me like I need to start harvesting crickets from my yard and grinding them into flour. I think I could make a killing. I do not bake at all. I don't bake enough. I'm a chef. I got no time for that. My math isn't great. You did it right. Yuck. The cars are just cheap. I'm not super great at baking, and also my oven doesn't come up to temperature correctly. The thermometer in it is messed up or something. So like every time I try to bake something, it tends to not come out right because I'm baking it at the wrong temperature. I need to just buy a thermometer I can put in the oven on the rack so I can actually see what temperature it's at, but and then probably my baking would improve, but I never actually go through with it. I don't eat a lot of baked stuff, though. Like, I'm not really big into, like, cakes and pies and even bread. I would rather have rice with a meal than bread. Hello, Sparrow. Glad you can make it? I was thinking the same thing. Feels like a long time no see, too long for my liking. I agree. I was really missing you, Sparrow. I'm glad you dropped in. I hope you're well. I'm doing well. We're having a good night. I don't know that I'm playing this game any better than I usually do, so I don't know how far we're gonna make it, but having fun, doing okay. Got a lot of great people here chatting with me tonight, so I'm in a good mood. How have you been? My baking got a lot better with a secondary thermometer and actually letting it preheat long enough. I prefer savory baking too. Yeah, usually if I'm putting something in the oven, it's usually some sort of meat. Forgot about these guys just casually throwing torpedoes at me. The fly kick cannot fail even at the spinning rotor of a helicopter, you're right. I've been sad, my dude. Oh no. I've been gone from almost everything, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. Alright, I'm glad to hear things are turning around. Always a road and all that. Is your, are you sticking to your diet and, going for your walks? Oop. I am excellent. Yes. In fact, I saw the dietitian today, so habits may change again for the better this time, right? Shakes could be slowing down metabolism too much, so she actually wanted me to eat more. And yeah, I've been doing the 1.2 mile walk a day, even bringing the dog now. Excellent. I need to walk more myself. Like I was saying before, I really like long walks. I'm not I'm not particularly athletically gifted or inclined in many areas, but I can walk. I can walk like a camel. Once I get outside on the sidewalk or the road, as long as I got like a good audiobook or a couple podcasts to listen to, I walk until my legs fall off. But the problem is I tend to overdo it. And so I'll go for like a really, really long walk one day, and then I'll pay for it for the next 2 days. So I don't build up a good habit or pattern of it. Um, what podcasts do you enjoy? I haven't listened to. That was a bad example in a way because I haven't listened to many in a long time. There was a podcast. It's actually canceled now. Called Thinking Sideways. That was about sort of unexplained mysteries, like mysterious murders and disappearances, where they would go in depth over the history and predominant sort of theories to what the mystery was. So things like that I really like. I don't really have any good examples of that kind of podcast though, um, that are coming to mind off the top of my head. I used to listen to a lot of Kevin Smith stuff, um, but I've really fallen away from that. It's been years now at this point, but I used to like to listen to his stuff. Um, oh, let me see. Whoa, the chat scrolled a lot and I missed a lot of it. Let me get caught up with you guys. So, sorry about that. I was kind of getting off in my own little world there. It's not a great deal of walking, but better than I was doing already. The dietitian actually got me to think a lot different about things, like the fact that people do come in different shapes and sizes, and that you can, in fact, be overweight and healthy. Yeah. Doctors and society in general will tell you otherwise, but in her eyes, it's a load of BS, and I'm on board with that train of thought. Yeah, like nutrition, like diet nutrition type stuff is sort of difficult because like the science on it's not very good. There's a lot we don't. There's so much we don't know. Um, What it means for me is less worrying about numbers on the scales, yeah, and more worrying about how I actually feel. She kind of gave me some perspective that stress is the biggest killer of all. That all sounds like stuff that I would agree with. I'm not an expert by any means, but that all sounds very reasonable. You think if the turtles are supposed to basically be hiding from humans, they would be less. They would have a less conspicuous van. That's such a good point. That's such a good point because the turtles, yeah, especially in the cartoon, like when they go out, they're wearing like trench coats and rubber masks and stuff to disguise themselves as humans. And then when they drive around, it's a van with a giant shell on it. Frownie, that reminds me of the You're Wrong About podcast. I don't know if I've listened to that before. That sounds familiar. I might have caught a couple episodes of that. Tell them Steve Dave. Yeah. Yeah, I used to be a TESD ant for a while, but it's just been a long time. Ted is so cute. Agreed. Um, can we talk about why April appears to always be wearing a raincoat? What? Hang on. Hold on. You told people your name. I don't think I've given away my name on stream. Uh so your name isn't Steve Dave? No, my name isn't Steve Dave. Tell them Steve Dave is the name of a podcast. Um it's like a comedy podcast. For that's done by some of Kevin Smith's friends. They make fun of each other and complain about how bad their lives are, even though they're all super rich celebrities. Um, I am a Southern boy though, so I mean I guess I could have a name like Steve Dave. You look like a David. I mean I've been called David before. Steve or David are fitting. At first, I was like, he said he was born in Italy, so I was going with the Vince Vincenzo vibes there. If that isn't your name, then just go with it. Uh, I think you sound like Seth Rogen, so I assume it's Seth. Oh no. Vinny Vega. I love Brian Johnson's stories. He's got some good ones. He's gone through some weird stuff. Steve, Dave, Seth, Vincenzo. Take your pick, I guess. I mean, I'm fine with Frownie for now. If your parents loved you, you would at least not have a pun name like Just in Time, Just Incredible, Ray Gun. I always kind of thought if I had kids, I'd want to name them after my grandparents. They would have horribly dated names. Oops. Sorry, I'm doing a kind of a bad job at keeping up with chat. It's hard to do both of these things at once, so I gotta keep pausing to look back and forth. Hello, Jay Scorpion, and hey, thanks for dropping by the stream. Yeah, we're doing turtles. I'm doing it for as long as my continues hold out, and then once this attempt dies, either we beat it or we run out of continues. Then we're gonna switch over to Sonic. Where'd the name Frownie come from? The name Frownie. So Agent Frownie was a character that I created in high school. I I started. I had a good friend who I describe as the kind of guy who, if he dropped a piece of toast, it would always land butter side down. Like he had bad luck in like little harmless, amusing ways all the time. And Agent Frownie was a character I invented. I started drawing these little comics about this Frowny face with arms pester him. That was basically the explanation for why he had bad luck all the time. It was because this spirit agent Frownie was always showing up to mess with him and lead him into snafus. And then just over the course of our friendship, because I was always making bad puns and making bad jokes that made him embarrassed to be my best friend. You know, he started saying, you know, the real Agent Frownie is not the character in the comic strip. The real Agent Frownie is you. And then I stuck with the name when I wanted to start streaming, because it was something unique enough that I could get accounts called Agent Frownie on a couple different platforms. My friend, my friend, he and I haven't really stayed in touch. Like, we still have each other's contact information, and we reach out to each other every once in a while. But it's been a good several years since we've spoken. But I do frequently wonder what his reaction's going to be if he ever comes across my stream and sees that I've resurrected this character. That was all just about giving him bad luck in these silly comic strips I drew. Percy and Florence, yeah, kind of like that, kind of names like that sort of era. You're a big fan of Turtles in Time, J Scorpion. I did that one on stream a couple weeks ago. Turtles in Time, I did it. I played it already and beat it on stream, but I have to do it again because I did it. I cranked up my lives. I went to the options and I gave myself extra lives. And so I feel like I cheated. And so I'm going to need to play it again to do it more legit. I love this story. Thank you for sharing. Snafus, love that word. You should invite your friend to your Twitch. I bet he think it's cool. Really think it's cool. I plan to reach out to him sometime. If he doesn't find it naturally, I'm eventually gonna let him know about it. After I've been streaming for a while longer, and I'm feeling more established and comfortable and confident in it and whatnot, and I'm feeling a little bit more loose with some of my biographical data potentially coming out, then I'll probably let him know. The weirdness, like, to have someone who, like, knows me really well IRL in chat is kind of weird, because it's like, I don't give out my name, so it's like, well, you can chat with me, but make sure you don't use my name and stuff like that. So there's just a kind of weirdness there. Cheat to win, yeah. Yeah, basically that's exactly it. I felt like I cheated. I didn't feel like I cheated that bad because I didn't use a code. I used an option the game gave me, but I'm not satisfied with the win. Oh no. Oh no, it's looking really glitchy. I'm gonna be so upset if we lose our progress because the game glitches out. So we've made it to this level before. I don't know if we've ever beaten this level. I don't think so. I think the last time I played this, I made it to this level, but I didn't get very far. Oh, this is looking really bad, my friends. The game is deteriorating around me. Speaking of the comic strips, though, that I used to draw about my friend, he drew them too about himself, which is kind of weird. But he liked it. He appreciated it and was really in on the joke. But I actually have most of the comics that we drew. I've saved them all these years, and so sometime, it's not going to be anytime soon, but at some point I imagine I'll scan them and post them in the Discord or something. At least a few of them. How do I avoid these spikes? Post them on an actual website if you have enough of them to be sizable, that is. No, I don't really have a sizable amount. I mean, we're not talking about like 100 strips. I'm talking about like maybe 20. You know, most of them that we drew, we would draw and pass to each other in class, and then they were disposable. So the vast majority of them have gone away, never to be recovered. But a good portion of them, including the very first one I ever drew, I actually happen to still have, and so. But only a couple of them would even be of interest, because so many of them are filled with weird, random inside jokes between me and one guy that no one else is going to appreciate them or understand them. I have my old comics I drew before I went to art school. The art was so bad. It got better near the end, but still hard to look at. My drawings rarely amount to more than stick figures. I can draw hands pretty well. If I really try, I can draw a hand really well. But I can't draw faces. I think I can draw hands pretty well, or decently well, because I watched the Rankin and Bass animated film of The Hobbit when I was a kid. And if you ever watch that film, I love it. It's a great movie, great adaptation of The Hobbit. If you ever watch that film, pay attention to the hands. It's a masterclass in hands. The artist who drew it could draw one thing really, really well. And they like to show it off a lot. There are all these really just crazy dynamic hand drawings in it. I'm not sure how to fight this tiger. I am scared of this tiger. The jump kick does not work against the tiger. I think I've got to be bold and let it run into me. Who can be so bold? Oh no! I don't know why I'm fighting a white tiger. This is very weird. Is this Shredder's pet tiger? Yeah, I'm fighting an endangered species. Maybe white tigers aren't endangered in the turtle universe, though. There's a parallel dimension. Maybe things are different. Nothing wrong with stick figures, especially if they are clear enough to tell a story. Hands are difficult, though. That's what's impressive if you can draw those easier than faces. Yeah, I know it's something weird. And again, like I'm not a master, but I think I draw them pretty well. Leonardo killing endangered species. Yeah, I just read that. Weirder than playing as a humanoid turtle? I don't... Well, I mean... The weirdness of being a humanoid turtle is kind of worn off on me. I was expecting to play as a humanoid turtle when I came into the game. I was not expecting to fight a tiger. Oh, and it burst into flames because that's what tigers do when they die. Oh my goodness, there's another one. I gotta fight too. Of course there would be another one. White tigers always come in pairs. I also missed the explanation earlier if there was one, but why is reality itself dissolving around Leonardo? Reality is dissolving because that's what happens sometimes when you play old games on original hardware. Alright, is that it? Was that the boss? That wasn't even the boss, that's a mini-boss. Scorpions with the lasers? I'd rather be fighting the tiger again. Why are there so many of them? Okay, these guys, you can actually kind of stun lock them. That's nice. That doesn't work on a lot of enemies in this game. What is this? I don't even know what I'm fighting now. It's too glitched. There are only 4 Ninja Turtles. They are more endangered. It looks 100% normal to you, Squirrel. I'm fighting the embodiment of decay itself. I think I'm close to getting an extra life. I'm on my last life right now, but I think if we get 800 points, we'll get another. I just need to kill 6 dudes. And we'll see if that's true. There it is. If this isn't the last level... No! There was a pizza and I accidentally stepped on it way too early. I didn't know it was coming up. If this isn't the last level, though, then we're in big trouble. Because I don't know that I have enough life for another level after this. this doesn't... I imagine the final boss of this game has to be Shredder. This does not look like Shredder to me. Now we're in Castlevania, because now I'm fighting a ghost. With a hockey stick and a samurai outfit? Imagine it's probably some sort of ancient weapon, but it's hard to tell what anything is when it's all this distorted. Hey, he came back together. I didn't expect he was going to do that. Hey, we got him. All right, that's a victory. That's another level down. What? Oh, I thought I was going to have to fight another boss. There it is. Oh no, this is the last level. I bet this is the last level. We're going to get to see the last level, but we're not going to make it through. We got to find the Technodrome. What do you mean you got to find it? We're inside of it right now. You just said there it is and jumped into it. What do you mean find it? Enough life for another level, Frownie. I'm more worried about there being enough game in that console for another level. Good point. Good point, Master Tuesday. Maybe a Naginata. It's Casey Jones's grandfather. That's funny, because that's actually why I was thinking hockey stick, I was thinking of Casey Jones. So I watched the Turtles cartoon when I was a kid a bit. I liked it. I was into Turtles. I thought they were cool. I was really into it. But for me, I have fewer memories, like nostalgic memories of the cartoon than I do for the movies. Particularly the first two. The third one I've seen a couple times, but I was never really much into it. It kind of lost it had kind of lost the magic by then for me. Okay, the liquid nitrogen spray, that was in the Hyperstone heist. I mean, this is going to be it, my friends. We're coming up on the end of my last life here really quick. I'm gonna need like 2 pizzas per screen moving forward to make it through. Maybe this is the Technodrome's lesser-known sibling. The Technodome. The cartoons are really dumbed down. I know the cartoons were the first way I would have experienced the Turtles. think that's it. That's it, my friends. We fought well, but it unfortunately it wasn't enough. But we did make progress. I feel like I've gotten further in this game every time we've played it. That might be true. Rip run right at the end. But you are a turtle now, me? Oh, it's a good time. It's a good time. I think I don't know, a couple more attempts we might have this beat. So it'll show up again. We'll probably play this again next week. On one of the days. I don't think there's going to be anywhere for me to squeeze it in again this week, so it'll have to hold off a little bit. But it was a good time. We got further than we've ever gotten. If I'd played just a little bit better, we might make it to the end, because I think that really has the feel of like last level to me. I mean, we're inside the Technodrome. What could they have after that? But it was a good time. Now it's time for another good time, though. We're going to switch over to Sonic 2 and see if we can finally beat that. I came really close last time, so I've got a good feeling about my odds. And hopefully you'll want to stick around for that. I am going to take a short BRB in between games and get everything switched over. So I want to go ahead and tell you thank you very much for viewing the stream and for being here and chatting with me. And hopefully you'll want to hang around, because there is more stream coming up very shortly.